Yo, what's going on there, YouTube? Back here at the Adventurous Guide to the Galaxy now. We're just sitting out here, just got up. It's a nice, relaxing day, so just wanted to do a mental health check-in to see people who are like, all around America, around the world. Like, I know a lot of people probably don't live in like an area that's kind of as open as mine and filled with people who feel the same way that mine feels. So, if anybody's feeling crazy, just want to check in, see how everyone's doing mental health, where you live in, make sure your family's good. If you need any help or any information, just drop it in the comments, or just hanging out here. Just let there's probably people who are stuck up north who can't really go outside their buildings. Here for them or for people who are around the world who are in like a worse situation. If you happen to be watching this, just you can pop in the chat, give it a talk. Kind of just sitting here. I'm gonna throw some ideas around. But see, we got one person in there. How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Hope your family's doing good. Maybe you're a YouTube moderator or somebody YouTube. Hey, how whoever you are. But yeah, just coming in to talk about lockdown and everything. Like just want to make sure let everybody know like if you have the time and the money, you know, uh, there's a lot of people who don't have money who are doing like pretty bad. So I'm trying to volunteer at like sorry the camera's shaking so much. I'm trying to volunteer like a thing here in maybe in Tampa in like an upcoming week. Like a food drive and everything because there's a lot of food banks. I saw a story on Tim Pool today talking about in San Antonio a lot of people like food banks are running out of food and like there's millions of people who don't have stuff, so you know what I mean, like don't panic because like that's never going to do anything even if it is crazy, zombie apocalypse style. You don't want to panic anyway because you want to think through your situation. um, you know if you can volunteer, if you have it, if you are well enough to can do stuff, or if you know somebody, give a little bit if you can, like not much, just something will help somebody, you know what I mean. So like I said before it gets too crazy, you know what I mean, like these are just my suggestions. I don't really know. I'm not like a professional um, crisis manager. You know what I mean? But you know, just try to help somebody out. I've been going around helping people. If there's people they need something, try to help them save gas because I got a little bit. I'll go and give them a few things. There's people who are old. As a guy who actually his wheelchair, his like little motor scooter in my neighborhood broke. Stand up here. It's like a guy who lives over here. His like little motor scooter broke as he was trying to go up to his apartment one night. And, I stopped and helped him out. And oh, I got this. Stop! God damn it! People are fucking texting me. It says strangely, mental health transport submissions have been extremely decreased in my area for the past 2 3 weeks. With craziness in the world, one would think mental health would extensively increase. That's true. But you never know because it's like a situation. A lot of people would think a lot of different things, and they don't know how they're going to react. And like a lot of people, I mean, like I said, America was such a nice place. You know what I mean? Like even though people thought it was terrible, now that it like actually is becoming like in small increments, like even close to what a lot of other places are like, even for like the poorest person in America or somebody who's has it hard. I've had it hard before. Like I, had nowhere to live. I had to like live in my friend's house or their garage or something because after high school I moved out of my parents' house and stuff like that. But like it was hard for like many years. You know what I'm saying? Like I can only imagine people who had it worse, who grew up in worse situations. You know what I'm saying? So like it is like I said, PAEMTFF9. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate you interacting on the live. But yeah, it's a great comment. You know what I mean? Um, and it's like I do this live stream. It was really weird because I try to do videos not all about doom and gloom. I try to do some funny or some strange stuff, some things I find interesting. It just kind of goes in like random ways, which I figure a lot of people enjoy. But I figured I would just do this check-in just to see like what people are going through because I've seen stories like I mean, because like I said, I live in Florida. You know what I mean? Like there's a swamp right over there, like behind this building. It's a pretty big swamp. It's like a lake swamp area with like some houses around it. And if anything really crazy goes on, I could just walk right over there. You know what I mean? Like there's cops here sometimes, but like really not really. You know what I mean? Like there's a mall across the street, but then there's like a swamp across the street too. There's a forest and a lake over here. So it's like much different where I live than where a lot of other people live. So I just wanted to get in here and see what other people are dealing with because like I said, in people in New York, I've been there years ago, but like there's a lot of people who can't even walk outside their buildings. I guess like in New Jersey, I saw a story on Tim Pool. They're like starting to try to use drones to enforce like the lockdown, like the drone to be like hovering, like get back in your house. I'm telling you, I don't know what it's like where you live, but a lot of people around here. I mean, like I said, you've heard of like the stories of Florida Man and stuff. Like I see it all the time. It's very normal. Like I've had some friends, Florida man. I've been a Florida man before, but like, we don't talk about that. 'Cause thankfully, because it wasn't on the news. But nothing terrible, but like really like wild stuff. But I mean, like people around here are just much different. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel very bad for people, especially in San Antonio. They have like this food shortages and all this stuff's going on. People have like huge families. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, so I want to do this live stream just to like talk to people. There's people who waited like in 12 hours in their cars in a food bank in Texas, like thousands of people in line, you know what I mean? So like maybe some of them will get this message, or maybe some people who are going through some stuff. So, like if you have anybody or you know that they're going through a hard time, like find somebody you personally know, reach out to them, good, person. If they need something, help them out, give them like a couple cans of food. Or if they don't have anything, just help them out, talk to them. More importantly, talk to them. Because like I said, reason why a lot of my videos haven't been getting made. I made a few here and there, but I have like larger videos that I've like made. Like I posted a post about testing out some gas masks and things like that, because that's also important because of what's coming. You know, my DMs are filled with people who are like having questions, like, "Oh my God, like there's all this stuff going on," and I'm like, because I've been in the military, I've lived in like other countries and like seen a lot of weird stuff, and like scenarios and situations that like most people think it would go this way. It doesn't go that way. It goes the other way, in a way you didn't even know existed. And it's like the silliest, most strangest stuff. So like, I can do a story about that later, but like, so here in America, it's usually like when something bad happens, it's always like just recently there was a tornado in Nashville. A lot of people died. It was very sad. I watched a lot of live streams. I tried to talk to some of my friends that live there. They seem to be all right, but it's like that would happen. And now there's like the whole blanket of all the sickness and all this other, all the other stuff that they're clamping down, and all this other stuff that's going on at the same time. So it's like not only do they have to deal with not being able to get back to a normal life right after a disaster, which normally like something bad would happen and people come together in America like all the time. You would see it. People would come, like some a lot of hockey players or basketball players. Sometimes they would do some charity drive and donate lots of money, or somebody would come. It was really good, but like now people can't leave their houses, people can't come donate and help, and like people are scared, and all this other stuff is like it's all happening at the same time. So it's like really hard to have the normal response, and like a lot of people aren't seeing like the normal response to like a tragedy. Like hurricanes can still happen, earthquakes can still happen, lightning strikes can still happen. Like I get my power goes out here sometimes. It's like I said, in my neighborhood, look at these trees. These trees are everywhere. Like every single, look even over here, every single apartment is surrounded by these massive trees. These are small ones. Let me see if we can get a better look at this. This tree goes up like very, very high. Lots of animals and stuff, which is very cool. But on a windy day, because like it says Florida, a random windstorm come through. Oh look, there's a branch through my window. I go outside a couple of times. Oh look, my truck, a branch hit it and like my windshield is cracked, or the mirror is off. Like those are I have a Dodge Ram. It ripped the mirror, the side mirror, the big giant. It whipped it clean off. Like imagine if you're outside during a storm and you get hit in the head. I've been hit in the head a couple of times with small ones, but so it's like those things can still happen, and then like the normal response won't be there as much. So it's like a lot of things are happening, and like a lot of people, I just wanted to warn people about that, because that's something that you should also talk to them about. And like I said, if you haven't got into it now, if you've ever made fun of these people like prepping or just getting stuff ready for like if anything happens like that, that's something that a lot of people. I made videos about it. I'll try to put some in the description after I post this live stream. But just want to do, like I said, mental health check in and see how people are doing. Hopefully you're relaxing, or at least doing something that's like enjoyable, or at least like looking up something on your phone, or hopefully you still have power. We haven't lost power yet, because strangely, like since the quarantine has been happening, the weather's been unusually nice. Usually by April time in Florida, we've had a few lightning storms and some ridiculous weather. We really haven't had that. It's been rained a couple times. It's been very nice. It's actually been cold at night. Like actually like, ooh, chilly, like Florida chilly, which is like 65 or 70. It's cold here. 'Cause usually it's like hot and humid. It's like a swamp every day, but like, because there's a swamp over there. But like I said, I wanted to make sure that everyone's doing all right. Reach out to your family members that you like, because I have some family members that are little still, like two of them. They're still screaming. I'm like, oh my God. Just screaming about crazy stuff that literally makes no sense. Like super crazy. Like, I can't believe you believe that, the government would ever do anything to hurt us. And I'm like, wow. Well, like I said, just hanging out here, just checking in across America, wherever you live. represent your state, your country, wherever in the comments and say, what's been going on. If you see anything crazy wherever you're at, just say, hey, I'm from here and I see this going on. I'm from here. See this going on. Just let people know because there's a lot of countries where people aren't allowed to express how they feel. There's stuff happening like their governments or other groups are doing things while they're supposed to be locked down and like people are being harmed and it's not fair. So if you're from somewhere and you got something to say, you want to do it, I'll say it. I'll let people know. We'll start a conversation about it because a lot of people are scared. I don't care. Like I said, um, they got drones enforcing stuff in China and like Europe and other places, like get in your house and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I don't know how Florida. I mean, it's already the governor here is. I mean, he's done some things I don't like recently, like with the whole lockdown. But I mean, I understand. Fine. You have to do it because, you got this Chinese government made thing, that's also with all these other foundations that contributed to this patented all these, you know, viruses and all this stuff. I'm like, and it's like I said, I'm not making this up. It's all fact. Like they talk about it. They have TED Talks and all this stuff. It's just really boring and most people don't care. But now that it's affecting your life and you're sitting at home, now people are starting to read it. And my DMs and my Instagram are completely flooded with people like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, I'm posting so many links that my thumbs are like almost broken. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thankfully like I've so many people who used to I used to like have to fight them to like talk about this stuff. Like I don't care because like yeah, now you can't go party and have your fun and do all your stuff. Now it's like now they're hurt. So I mean, thanks for being there. I have another video coming up about first time gun buyers. Because the first like the past like 2 weeks ago, like for the first like, couple weeks, I went to every gun store trying to buy ammo, do all this stuff because I need, I'm a regular shooter. I need ammo. It says self sufficiency is something that progressively fallen off for the years. Teaching and helping others is wonderful. If you can't afford freeze dried foods, learn canning or stocking canned food. That's exactly a great point. Thank you, Perry EMT FF9. Excellent comment. So something he's talking about, or he or she, I don't know, who you are, but thank you for the comment. I'm sorry. One of the things I heard on like I was listening to like an Alex Jones thing like years ago when I got out of the military. I'd be like laughing like, oh, this guy's crazy, but like some of the stuff I liked. He said in like the 1900s, like before the Great Depression, it was like an inverted what it is now, like the majority, like 70 or 80% of people in the United States of America were self-sufficient because they lived out and wherever, and now it's like 70% of people in America live in large cities, or not even 70, maybe it's like 50%, but like a majority of them live in or around cities and they're not self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now if the food chain breaks down, people are gonna snap like, oh no, like the toilet paper thing that was from like in Australia. Most of the toilet paper comes from China. China cut them off, so people in Australian social media is like, oh, get the toilet paper, Mike, yeah, get the toilet paper. So they all went to get the toilet paper, and like it started a social media storm because it was funny that people were freaking out over toilet paper, and then it spread everywhere, and everyone was like, "Damn, is our toilet paper made in China?" And like now everyone ran to get toilet paper. Dude, I went to Publix yesterday to get cat litter and some other stuff, and some like dog food or whatever. Still, there's no toilet paper, there's no napkins, no paper towels, no coffee filters. They finally figured out the coffee filters. They finally got the coffee filters. But like I'm saying, like that's a great point. Self-sufficiency, right? My friend of mine, I've been going over to his house. He has a very extensive garden. Because like I said, we live in Florida. I mean, like I said, for the people who are gonna watch again, like look at this weather. This is like most days of the week, if not like it's like a violent thunderstorm, lightning and stuff. Like there's those little squirrels running around. There's like all types of random animals that just live in the trees all over the place. Like most people that live here, like I said before, like it was the regular, Disney work every day, stressing about bills and all this other stuff. And now people are like, hold on a second. I used to do a lot of stupid stuff with some of the other stuff people were talking about. Oh, man, I've been doing a lot of stupid stuff. It's like, what was I doing every day? Because my one friend Sean made a video. He was like, I don't even go out to restaurants or do any of that stuff. Like, what do I, and I can't go out now. But like I never used to, so I'm like, what did I used to do all the time? And I was like, yeah, man, a lot of people really they just played on their phones all the time. They didn't read anything that made any sense. And like now that the supply chain is going to break down, and there's people out there who are actually mean and want bad things to happen to you, and they're in higher places, like that's a fact. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to argue this. Now people are like, oh, I need to learn how to do stuff, and I feel bad for a lot of people who aren't self-sufficient or live in a place that the weather is very drastic. It's still cold in a lot of places. You know what I mean? And like a lot of people have been tricked and told, lulled to sleep into this, oh, don't be self-sufficient, don't worry. It's, it'll always be there. And that's like the creepiest thing ever. Like That's what you tell a bunch of chickens is you're herding them into thinking, oh, don't worry, we have all this seed to fatten you. I mean, just just no big deal, just whatever. And they're just like, yeah, just so it's crazy. So you know, I have I have this plant here, right? And I have you can't see the bushes. There's 5 other ones I have growing, and I got them like just regular potted plants, and because I have like my little potted soil and all my stuff down here. So I've been growing plants and stuff. I have a bunch of seeds for like medical herbs and like carrots and like other vegetables and stuff. So I have been working on that before all this happened. But I guess it's kicked it into high gear because I posted a video a couple of months ago before, like, I think it was before March, before everything got crazy. I went to Home Depot looking for a mask so that because people were, I predicted people were going to buy them all, right? Because I need to use them sometimes for work. So I went and got that. So I knew this was going to happen. So I'd already was like, all right, let me get some of this other stuff because I know that self sufficiency is a is a big deal. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like think about it. Like how do you make stuff? One of the great shows growing up was like how things are made. So if you know how to make something, or you know somebody that makes something, you should also pair up with that person and try to like, especially if you're friends or family. Like if you have a small community, maybe you live in a building, you guys need to start pairing up in your communities and pull together and see what you got because like you can't save them all. But if you have a small group of like 10 or 20 people and y'all work together and communicate and be honest, if you're in a bad situation, bad area, you can really come together and help each other. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I have a friend who has like an extensive, garden in his backyard, and he has like a whole bunch of like little. He bought there's a like a tent you can have that has like little UV lights to get the seeds to sprout like much faster than normal. It's like plants love it. And it's like great. It's not like radiation poison or anything. It's a lot of money, but like a lot of people spend money on going alcohol and strip clubs, doing other stuff, which is great. I mean, like I said, those people have jobs too. Everybody needs to eat. But I mean, he used to hang out and drink a lot, but now he spends money on this huge self farm, I guess. And I helped him out because I had a lot of seeds that he wanted. He had no idea that I even had like this. You can go on Infowars.com and get like their seed pack. They have like a seed vault, which is like a $30 thing with like 5 or 10,000 seeds in it of every vegetable and fruit you can ever imagine. And they're non-GMO seeds. They're really amazing. I bought some. I'll have to show you here in a minute. I bought a small bag. It came with like a couple of thousand. It was $20. And I mean, you really can't beat that. And it has the times. It literally shows you. It's like a dummy book for how to grow stuff and how to be self sufficient on it. And it was like all it has a little pocket constitution, comes with all this stuff. People think it was a joke, but now everybody's scrambling for that. It's like, oh my god, man. Because like yeah, it's not a joke. Like people, it's like this isn't just happen out of nowhere. And I hate to, try to burst people's bubble, but like regardless of whether you believe it or not, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's here. And this is the perfect time to read about being self sufficient and gardening. And like even if you live in a place that's not necessarily good for growing, try to get some small potted plant, at least to refresh the air in your apartment. You know what I mean? Since you're living there, plants, like they breathe in the, carbon. This is my friend. He has like a little CO2 drip. It's like a small uh, CO2 filled like a 2-liter Coke bottle. He cut the top off and put like a little gauge on. He gets CO2. You can put it in there. You can buy it at the store or something, and like the plants absorb the CO2, like you know what I mean, like, and they grow like so much faster, even than just being outside. Like carbon emissions, like if you stop cutting down all the fucking trees, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. You know what I mean? Like, and they need that, so the plants are growing super fast. It's like It's called a grow tent. You can look it on Amazon. It's like $120. You can get the UV lights. They're expensive, but I mean, if you're gonna buy something now, and people are gonna be buying guns and ammo and toilet paper, don't hoard toilet paper. Be an asshole. Like, how much do you need to really, whatever. Look into stuff like that. Read about being self-sufficient. One of the other things, like I said, this PAEMT, a friend of mine. I don't know if you're a vegan or you're, whatever people like to eat. You can you can make beef jerky, and then it lasts a lot longer than just regular, meat or vegetables or whatever that goes bad. He knows how to smoke stuff, and it's like you don't even have to have anything crazy. He says, "United we stand, divided we fall." Gardening and growing can be good mental health medicine. That is excellent point. I have to get into that. It says, "An idle mind often creates mental turmoil. A garden would taste much better than TP stew." That is also correct. My friend, he had like a lot of issues because he was going through with his life and everything, and a lot of bad stuff happened to him. Some of it like not by choice, but a lot of it by choice. And I hadn't talked to him in a couple of years, and I came back, and that's when we had like the huge garden. And he's like completely different. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He lost weight. He looks great. I'm like, oh my god, it's very funny you mentioned that because it literally changed his life. He's like, yeah, man, I've just been gardening, and everything is great. His family, he's just like, while he was gardening, he's like realized like, man, I'm just being stupid. Let me fix all this stuff, and it was great. And I'm happy for him. He was good before, like a little turmoil in times, and like that's right. United we stand, divided we fall. Me and my group of friends, they people used to call me weird because I used to always talk about this stuff, and then here it is. And except my friend Mike, he's got the garden, he's got the we got the ARs, we got the AK-47s. We're doing our thing down here. Like I said, the people around here are much different. Like I said, I live in I don't live near like a large city. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really nice. The city's like a 20-30 minute drive, but you know what I mean? Like even people in the city here is only like 8, like our downtown has like 8 or 9 tall buildings, maybe like 10. I don't really know. I haven't been down there. They might have built a few, but like it's Orlando. You know what I'm saying? It's not too big. But people made fun of me my whole life of living in Florida. Like, why don't you come to California? I lived there. It was nice. I didn't like it. After a while, why don't you live in New York? Been there. It's nice. It's great. I like Florida. I grew up here. I like going to the beach. I like animals. I like sunshine. Um, I don't like the extreme heat and this, sweating to almost death every year. I don't. I pretty much wear like, basketball shorts and like t-shirts all year because I sweat a lot and it's super hot. Wintertime is great, but like I said, very blessed to be living in at least the United States of America. Like as terrible as it is here, I really hope a lot of people, like I said, hopefully this helps. Hopefully, even just like even like a tiny second of making you feel better for a second, no matter what you're going through. Hopefully it helps. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if this hasn't motivated you to get into self-sufficiency and learning how to carpenter or build, because like something could happen, you might need to build something. Get a fire extinguisher because if the fire department doesn't show up, you might need to use it. It's a very good thing to have. You know what I mean? And just learn how to there's like really simple foods you can grow. There's certain types of foods you can grow. It's real simple. My friend just handed me a bag of carrot seeds. He just had it in a drawer randomly in his house. I'm like, give me that. And he's like, okay. But I know this is a different friend of mine. But hey, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody needs any help or you need any like information to get out of your questioning anything that's going on, or you want to talk about something, or you need some help, just throw it in the comments. Let me know, and I hope everyone has a great day. And like I said, keep a watch out because while you're quarantined, they're telling you not to look outside. Definitely look outside because there's stuff going on. There's people out there doing stuff, and you can at least look outside. You know what I mean? And like I said, if they have like this medicine, I posted a video before this about some guy who had some opinions, and some people were mad and tried to make some threats and all that stuff. I don't tolerate all that. But like I said, there's people who disagree, and I'm great. And I'm happy because I didn't agree or disagree. I just said I found it interesting and posted it. So like I said, I'm always here to help. I'm always here to at least attempt to help. Just try to do something for everybody. You know what I mean? So like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment, rate. Anything like that. I'm going to get back to making some other videos. I'm going to go on a run, do some exercises here in quarantine, probably run, enjoy this. It's actually getting kind of cloudy now. It might rain. Might bring plants inside, give them some water and some of this little fertilizer. My friend gave me some fish fertilizer for plants. Like I said, you can get it on Amazon. Be safe, and thanks for reaching out. Thank you very much. Thank you for commenting, P-A-E-M team. Sorry, I keep saying crazy. Thank you for reaching out. And like I said, just let anybody know if they're feeling down, if they're feeling scared or whatever. Like I said, I got some more videos coming to try to explain some stuff because I love explaining. If you got to get out, if you got to bug out to like a relative's house or just like an area that's less in the city or whatever to save your life, don't be crazy. But like I don't want anybody to die in like a division-style war in the middle of a city over toilet paper and knick-knack paddywhacks. That would be insane. So stay safe out there. Throw a comment down. We will be back. Adventures Guides to the Galaxy.